Let's get something a little bit more upbeat for music. All right, here they come. Hello, welcome everyone. We're gonna get started in just a minute. Thank you guys for being here. I'm glad you're interested in AVID. I'm Mr. Gonzalez. I'm the AVID coordinator, and we have a bunch of students here and staff to tell you more about our AVID program at Escondido High School. So just give us a minute, we'll get started. Get comfortable, this won't take too long, but we're here to tell you all about our AVID program at EHS. And we're so glad you're here, guys. Thank you again. Just so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and right now put in the chat our link to join AVID. And you can just hold on to this throughout the whole meeting. I'll give it to you again at the end. So there is the link to join AVID. If you'd like to open that up in a tab, you can save that till later. Oh, we're just waiting for everybody to get in, guys. Just give us another minute here as everyone clicks on the link and waits to join. So as you can see, as we're waiting for everyone else to get in here, I'll just tell you guys a little bit. I'll put in the link to the chat again one more time. This is our link to the AVID application. You can use that for any of the high schools. Even if you don't plan on attending Escondido High School, you can use that. And we have some pictures here as we're waiting for everyone to come in. We have some pictures of our AVID program and some of the cool things we've done during an AVID. We take field trips. Here's UCSD and SDSU, UC Davis, and then we also have fun celebrations and award ceremonies. And these are our seniors from a couple of years ago who are getting ready to graduate, and that will be you soon. I know it seems like a long way away, but you guys will be graduating from high school sooner than you think. All right, guys, thank you guys for joining us here. So again, I'm Mr. Gonzalez. I'm one of the AVID teachers. I'm the AVID coordinator at EHS, and we have with us, if you take a look at your screen there, we have a bunch of students from Escondido High School and staff to tell you all about our program that we have and how we're going to hopefully get you ready and into college. So here is a little bit more about our program. We'll tell you all the things you need to know. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat to me and I will do my best to answer those questions at the very end. So you can put those questions any way, anytime along the process. And if you're having issues with sound, we should be ready to go and everything should be working. Let me know if you can't. We might have to rejoin the meeting. All right, so thank you so much. Here we go. There we go. So one of the things you should know about AVID is the goal, our plan, our main goal is to get you ready for college and success. So you start off next year coming into high school, and AVID's goal is it's a class that you attend, and our goal is to help you get to this point right here where you're graduating, walking through that field, and you have a plan for your future. And along the way, you'll meet some people and have fun, and eventually your name will appear like these students here, a list of where they all got into and plan to go for college. So that's our plan. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that right now. So these are the 10 reasons you should join AVID. We'll start with these first ones here. I'll tell you about them, and then we have a bunch of students to talk about the rest. So one of the things that you should know about AVID is that you get access to AVID only scholarships in your junior and your senior year. And using those scholarships, you can help pay for college. One of the also things that we do in AVID is to help you work together if you're struggling in class, whatever that class might be. Our goal is to help you get through that class together and make sure that you are getting the good grades that you need to get into college. And finally, we help you to prepare for those financial aid applications and make sure that you are ready to have that money to pay for college too, because it can be expensive and navigating that process can be tough. So we do that all in class and help you out. And actually, here are some of the seniors who we had apply for and receive scholarships in the last couple of years. All right, next up, we're going to talk about one of the most important things we do in AVID is help you map out your future. So one of our juniors, Joy, is going to tell you about how AVID helped her plan out her future. So I'll introduce her. Joy, tell us about your story.
Thank you. Well, hi everyone. My name is Joy, and I'm in 11th grade, so I'm a junior, just like Mr. Gonzalez just said. But one thing that Avid has helped me with is, so when I first went into Avid, I thought I wanted to be a doctor, so I wanted to be a sports physician, and for the longest time, I thought that's what I wanted to do, and I was just so set on it. And then one day for Avid, we did this assignment, and it was really looking into the career that you wanted to pursue. And so that's what I did, and I looked into it, and I really looked at all the things that I had to do, like the steps that I had to take, the tests I had to take, the colleges and like the courses that I had to take in the colleges, and then I realized that maybe that wasn't for me. So with the help of Avid, I looked into everything else, and I realized that political science would be a really good option for me because that's just what I really enjoy doing. And so I looked into it, and now I want to pursue political science, and I want to one day become an attorney. And so that wouldn't have been possible without Avid because I was just so set on one thing, and I was just like, it was all a big dream of mine, which is awesome. But Avid helped me look into like the realistic things that I had to do. Like these are the steps you have to take, and so that's what helped me because I really looked at the ways that I and the way and the path that I had to take, and that really was a big help because I didn't wait until I was in college and I already chose my major and I was taking classes already for that thing that I thought I wanted to do, but it helped me because I'm now in high school and I realized what I wanted to do, and it was just so easy to change my path because it's easier to figure out now than in the future. So, yeah.
Thanks, Joy. And Joy's being a little modest. Joy's actually already taken some college classes to help her down that path. Also up, we have Michaela, and she's going to tell a little bit about her journey towards college and her future. Go for it, Michaela.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and I'm a sophomore at Escondido High School. And for the longest time, when I was in elementary school and middle school, I wanted to be a veterinarian or a lawyer because I've had people tell me, like, oh, you'd be good at that and everything. But as we were doing some projects in AVID and stuff, I was set to be a lawyer. And then I started looking at all I needed to do. And then I just realized that I kind of just want to be like a fashion designer and stuff. And because I love clothes, and I thought, oh, maybe if I make my own clothes, that would be even cooler. So yeah, and then I've done projects in AVID. Like I did a project on Harvard University, and it was like really cool to like figure out and look up all these interesting things about that school. And I feel like I want to go there, but I also want to look at other schools as well. So yeah, and so as of now, I'm asking my teacher, Miss Atkins, if I could do a project on being a fashion designer and stuff. So yeah.
Thanks, Michaela. So even if you don't know what you're planning on doing now, I mean, you don't need to know now. Our goal is to help you through AVID and all those years do the research to help you figure that out and to experience some things. We have a student here learning how to stitch to suture. So that could be one thing you want to learn. We also have a student doing her audition for music school at Boston University, and some other students who got accepted to UCSD. So no matter what your plan is, our goal is to help you get there. And here are some of the places that we have students go. So we've had students go to all of these colleges, graduate from them, and some of them getting a lot of that college paid for. Some of them even a full ride, which means everything is paid for. And that would be our goal for you, hopefully. And to talk a little bit more about that experience, we have one of our seniors who's just finished filling out a lot of college applications. Andrew, tell us about that whole process.
Yeah, so the application process is like it's pretty difficult, like starting your senior year, and it can get really tedious, like if you don't have Avid alone. But one of the good things about Avid is that it helps you get ready for that application process. Like your teachers will help you step by step how to like do how you write your essays, how to like do your finances. Like it's Avid is like really good to like getting you to like fill out your application and not procrastinate on like doing it like last second like most students do. And I think, and personally for me, Avid like helped me like find colleges that I would never like want to go to if I didn't research it. Like I want to go into a comp sci major, but make colleges in my area are like impacted, but like impacted means that it's hard to get into in that major. And like my teacher recommended me like schools that I should research, like Caltech and like University of Maryland, and I researched the schools, and they were like really good in like the computer science department. So like I applied to those schools. If it weren't for like my teacher like telling me to research them, I wouldn't have never like thought of applying to them. And I'm grateful that I had Avid to like help me do that journey to like to apply to colleges that helped me get into my major.
Thanks, Andrew. And if you haven't heard of all these colleges that are up here on the list, that's okay, because one of the things we're going to do in AVID is, like Andrew said, help you learn about some of those colleges. So that's our plan, and we do that over the course of 4 years while you're in the class. All right, another thing that we do in AVID is it becomes a family, because you are in this class for a while. You meet lots of people, and in the class, you'll get to know people, and you'll also be encouraged to get involved and to join things that are happening at Escondido High School. So one of our students who has been really involved on campus has been Gustavo. And Gustavo is going to tell us a little bit about how he got involved and what he got out of the experience. Go for it, Gustavo.
Like Mr. Gonzalez said, hello everyone, my name is Gustavo and I'm currently a senior at Escondido High School. Today I'll be talking about some clubs that HS has to offer, as well as my personal experiences in each club. Some clubs that I have participated in are ASB, the California Scholarship Federation, known as CSF, the National Honor Society, known as NHS, and Peer Leaders United Students. Personally, ASB was one of my favorite elective classes that I took over the past 4 years of my high school experience. It really gave me the opportunity to create many memories and serve students on our campus. This class provided multiple opportunities to express my opinions, as well as helping other students with student-related issues. I was able to incorporate new ideas like creating slideshows for our faculty meetings, as well as planning new community service events / fundraisers for our school. Before COVID, ASB members organized pep rallies, homecomings, talent shows, food sales, blood drives, and many more things to create a more positive atmosphere for students. Other clubs that have benefited me are the National Honor Society and the California Scholarship Federation, because I have learned many leadership skills that I apply to my everyday life. I feel like these clubs have helped me seek different opportunities that most students are unaware of. And it also helps with community service hours if needed. This was very helpful when it came to filling out college applications, because they do ask for clubs that you have participated in throughout your 4 years of your high school experience. Overall, I would say that joining clubs and sports are important to be involved in, because not only will you be doing things that you enjoy, but it will benefit you in the long run. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Gustavo. And as you can see, here's some pictures of students who have gotten involved in high school. And these are just a few of the things you can get involved with. You see students on the track team, cross country, link crew, and at a ASB pep rally. So those are some of the things you can get involved with. But you don't have to have any experience. We've had students join the swim team and they didn't even know how to swim. So they just started from scratch and learned how to swim before they got going with everything else. And if we don't have a club that you want to do, or if it doesn't exist yet, you can actually create that club and get other people who are interested in that too. So we didn't have a Rubik's Cube club, but last year we got one. So we can do whatever you want to get into.
Robotics is a really cool club too. The robotics club.
All right. So we also have one of the things that probably has been most helpful for students is 2 times a week. We have tutors available to help you in those tough classes. And so if you're struggling, if it's a challenge for you, whatever class it is, we have tutors here to help with that. So Angelia is going to tell you a little bit more about the tutors and how they've helped her.
Hey everyone, like Mr. Gonzalez said, my name is Angelia. This year I am currently a senior at EHS. And so college tutors, like Mr. Gonzalez already said, they actually do come from colleges to come help us. And what they do is that, half of the class in AVID, you would have your normal AVID class, and then the other half you would have tutorial. And those tutors will help you with whatever you're struggling in class. It could be math, it could be science, it could be English, it could be whatever subject. And they will help you with that. Of course, it's not going to be PE or music. I mean, that's just, but they will help you with any subject that you're struggling with. And the good thing about tutorial is that people in your AVID class will be literally taking that same exact class as you, or a similar class, or they'll be in that same exact class, but with different teachers. And hearing what other people are struggling with will help you deal with what you're struggling with in that class. And so it could be AP honors or prep classes that you're struggling with. And AP and honors classes are like advanced placement and honors classes. They give you college credit. So it's like a rigorous class. It's a little bit more difficult than regular classes. But the good thing with AP classes is that they do give you college credit if you pass the AP exam. So that's also a plus. You get to save money if you pass those AP exams. And yeah, so it's just a really good thing to take. I highly recommend that you take AP and honors classes because they really do help you show colleges that you are being competitive. So yeah.
Perfect. So if you are worried about like taking a more challenging class, for me, those classes were math in high school. If you're worried about taking those AP classes, we have tutors to help. One of those tutors is Daisy. She's one of our graduates from Escondido High School and graduated from UCSD, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she's helped tutor students in.
So hi everyone, my name is Daisy, and like Mr. Gonzalez said, I actually graduated from EHS and I was actually a part of the AVID program while I was there. So I benefited from the tutors when I was a student, and it's really cool to come back and really be able to give back and help in that way. And like mentioned before, we are college aged. I'm currently back in school and I usually help with the topics that I studied in college. So aside from having the knowledge from high school, I actually know more about the things that I'm helping students in. So I usually do like English, history. I majored in political science. So when senior year comes around, I can help with like government and stuff like that. And the same goes for the other tutors. They're people that have been taking many years of math, people that were even in the picture. Liz, she went on to actually go back to school and be a teacher, a math teacher. So these are people that are highly knowledgeable about the subjects that they're helping you guys in. But it doesn't end with just the academic classes that you're taking. So while we can't help you with the music and PE, we can help you with other questions that you have about the college process. Personally, I've helped people rewrite their PIQs, which are the college essays. I've helped with things like even just putting together scholarship packets that need to be turned in. I've helped answer questions about like what classes they should take next year. And even just like about what my own personal experience was like. So we know a lot of you guys are going to be first generation students. So we're really there just to help you out, whether it be in academics or just like figuring out and navigating the whole college application process.
Thanks so much, Daisy. So we have these tutors and they kind of become another way to seek out advice, just like Daisy said. That's great. So one of the other things, like we mentioned before, you might not be aware of what colleges to apply to. So every year in AVID, we take new field trips to new places, with the exception of this year, but we will be taking trips to all kinds of places. These are just some of the places that we've visited. And when we go there, we get a chance to experience what it's like to be on campus. We eat on campus and all kinds of stuff. And one of our students, one of our seniors, Charles, is going to tell you a little bit about one of the field trips he's taken. Go for it, Charles.
Hey guys, I'm Charles, and like you said, I'm a senior at Escondido High School. And so with AVID, we've taken trips to UCSD, UCLA, SDSU, and Cal State San Marcos. So I'm going to talk about our Cal State San Marcos tour. So we took a trip, and all the students, we all toured the school. And we got to learn about dorm life, which was super interesting because, like college students are basically like us. And it's really interesting just to see what they do after school, what they do. They told us like they worked out after they studied, stuff like that. And I'm going to relate back to what Gustavo said earlier about clubs, because clubs are really, really interesting in college and really fun. So if you want to learn about new things in college, definitely join a club. And like Escondido High School, Cal State San Marcos is a really, really big campus. So if you're interested in just kind of exploring the school when you go there, Cal State San Marcos is definitely an interesting school. So yeah.
Thanks, Charles. And like you said, we tour the whole campus. So we usually check out the dorms and all the labs and the places to eat and everything. So we will do our best to get you acquainted with most of the Southern California schools before you leave us.
Always the highlight of my year as an AVID teacher to be able to go back to my alma mater, UCLA. So I remember we took Charles to UCLA, and it's always a highlight to go back because as a former Bruin, the school changes, and it's kind of like you're in middle school now, and you'll come to Escondido High School, and you'll go back and you'll visit middle school, and will look different. And then, you'll go off to college and you'll come back to high school and things will look different. And so to be able to experience my campus again and look different through new eyes, and to hear the students and their stories about why they chose that college, and just to see the faces of my students that are in AVID or in English with me, to see their eyes light up, to see how excited they are, to see that someday they too will be joining a college family. And that's always the highlight of my career. It's one of the things that I missed in the COVID world, but I'm looking forward to the fall and things being back to some sort of normalcy. And I hope that I see all of you next year so that we can go on more cool field trips.
Thanks, Ms. Atkins. All right, probably one of the most important things that we're gonna do in AVID is to get you into the college. So throughout senior year, we work on the college applications in class. And these are our seniors, some of our seniors from last year who chose to head off to college. And you can see where they chose to go. And we have some seniors right now who, even though the colleges usually don't send out their acceptances till March or April, some of our seniors who are with us today have already been accepted to college, and they're going to tell you a little bit about their journey so far. So we'll start with Tiffany. Tell us about your college journey.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm currently a senior at EHS, and like Mr. Gonzalez said, like AVID is really good for helping you apply and like prepare for college. Because a lot of like my classmates who weren't in AVID were really struggling because they weren't in AVID and they didn't have like access to those same resources that like other people in AVID do. And so like AVID is really good for helping you, especially like Daisy and like other students mentioned, like if you're a first generation student and you don't really like know what to do because you don't have anyone at home helping you either. AVID is really good at helping you and preparing you and like letting you know like what you should include in your applications because like that's really important. And colleges also especially look into like the clubs and extracurricular activities that you participate in. So I would really encourage you like starting like freshman year, like just try to be in different clubs and like even if you don't end up liking them, like you can just by joining them and like going to a few meetings, like you can really start to realize like, oh, like what do I want to dedicate my time to like for the next 4 years so that I have a better opportunity at like applying to more colleges and just like receiving more opportunities. And so like Mr. Gonzalez said, although a lot of colleges aren't like coming out with decisions yet, like a lot of us have received like acceptances. Like for example, like my own personal experience, like I applied to Cal State's and UC schools. And so recently I got into Cal State San Marcos and Chico State. And also and also I applied to like different UC campuses like UCLA, UC San Diego, UC Irvine, UC Santa Barbara. And then for the Cal States, I, apart from Chico and Cal State San Marcos, I also applied to Long Beach and San Diego State University. So there's a lot of campuses out there. Like if you don't want to stay local, if you want to go like far, you can. Like apart from California, there's also a lot of universities in like different states that you can apply to. And so like don't feel like you have to like go somewhere and like you have to stay local. Like you can go wherever you want and like just try to like think about like what you want to do in the future and like how it's going to benefit you and the experiences that you want to have with you for the rest of your life. So that's really important.
Thanks, Tiffany. Other seniors, you want to share your successes so far? Your journey?
Yeah, so far I got accepted to CSU San Marcos and CSU Fullerton. I applied to the Human Development Program because that's what I was interested in. I also applied to UCLA, UC Riverside, UC San Diego, UC Merced, and then for CSUs I applied to Long Beach and San Diego State. I would say that AVID really helped me through the whole college application process. I would say that it really made it like easier just because the college application can get a little bit rigorous, but yeah.
Thanks, Gustavo. Angie, you want to talk about you?
Yes. Like Tiffany said, there's different colleges that aren't local. Like Northern California, that's definitely not local, but other states as well. So I applied to 4 schools that are not in California. They're actually in Massachusetts. So I applied to UMass Amherst and UMass Lowell, Bridgewater State University, and Boston University, and those are all in Massachusetts. And in California, I applied to San Francisco State, SDSU, Cal State Long Beach, and the University of Redlands. And so far, I've only heard back from San Francisco State just this morning, actually, which is really cool. And also Bridgewater State University, and I've also got a few scholarships. So that's really cool.
When she says a few scholarships, that was a $20,000 scholarship to Bridgewater State, right?
Yeah.
So that's hopefully going to be helpful when she goes to pay for that college, and hopefully something that we can do when it comes to your senior year, 8th graders. All right, cool. I think we have one more senior. Oh, 2 more. So go for it, Charles.
All right, so I've applied to a lot of in-state schools. I haven't applied to any out of state. So I applied to UC Irvine, UC Davis and UC Riverside, as well as Cal Poly SLO and Cal State San Marcos. So far, I've only heard back from Cal State San Marcos, but I know that these admissions take a while, and Cal State San Marcos is right in our backyard. So obviously, it won't take as long. But yeah, so those are the colleges that I applied to. And my major is I did wildfire science at Cal Poly SLO, and I did environmental science for the UCs. So yeah.
Right. So if you don't know what some of these majors are, we also help you to try to learn about that process too. And Andrew, you talked about a little bit where you applied already. Do you have any successes to share with us?
I got accepted to Cal State San Marcos, and that's the only school I really heard about. I applied to like many other schools like Caltech in Maryland. Also applied to MIT, Harvard, Yale, but I haven't heard from them yet. So I'll be hearing about them like sometime in 2 months. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're a little early to hear back from all the colleges yet, but it is a process and a journey, and we'll help you to do lots of applications so you have lots of chances at all the colleges you'd want to go to. Thanks, seniors. All right, and last but not least, the most important reason you're going to join AVID is to get through college. So we want to get you into college, but then we also want to get you through college so you can get that degree, and then you can get that money for a lifetime of hopefully a job that you love and one that pays the bills so you can, be self-sufficient and maybe even help out the family. So we have one of our tutors is here with us today, and like she said, she's going to school, back to school, but she's already graduated from UCSD, and that's Daisy. Tell us, Daisy, what are you doing now?
So hi again, everyone. So yeah, I'm actually a first generation student. I was actually only an AVID my senior year. And I actually came in, and even though I knew I was a good student, I had good grades to get into different schools, I had no idea where to start. I came into the class already feeling really behind because everyone had drafts of college essays. Everyone knew who they were getting letters of recommendation from. They knew what majors and what schools they wanted to apply to. And even though I was able to get into a school, like coming in that senior year, I was completely lost. So I'm really grateful for AVID. Even in 1 year, they helped me out a lot. And so with AVID, I was able to apply to a bunch of different schools. I didn't really have like any idea of what school I wanted to go to. I was kind of just thinking Cal State San Marcos because it was the thing that I was most familiar with. But I was actually able to apply to a bunch of schools with like the fee waivers and stuff like that. So even though the applications are expensive, there's a lot of ways that you can get help with that. And then I was really grateful. So just like having that connection, like Mr. Gonzalez said earlier, you really get to form like a family in AVID. Everyone has similar goals. Some of the people in AVID actually go to like the same schools and stuff. I know like we had an alumni Facebook page at some point where people would talk about like different opportunities. I know Mr. Gonzalez visited some college campuses throughout the years and stuff like that. So it was just really nice having that support system and having someone that like you could call or ask questions to if you had any issues throughout the way. I was actually able to graduate in 2018. And right now I'm back in school. I'm currently at USD, so that's the University of San Diego. So not a UC, a private university. And I'm doing a paralegal program, which is like one of the steps I'm taking to hopefully go to law school and be an attorney someday. But as of right now, I'm doing this program that's gonna help me get into the legal world. It's kind of like an assistant lawyer type of thing. So I'll get to work with attorneys very closely and learn more about the job and whether that's something I want to really pursue and then like go to law school. But overall, it was just a really great experience. I'm really thankful for it because even though my parents were very supportive and helping me along the way, they didn't know what all these applications were, financial aid applications and stuff like that. So it was really great just to have a place where I could get all this help. And it's been great coming back and seeing these students. It was kind of sad last year, didn't get to see some of the seniors and hear where they went to, but that last slide, it was really cool. I see UCSD on one of them. So I've just had a great experience with the program, being a student and now being able to give back.
Thanks, Daisy. So there's Daisy right there graduating from UCSD. We also had another student get a full ride at Notre Dame. And there she is graduating and working now. Another student who went to Cal State San Marcos, Enrique, he graduated from Cal State San Marcos and is now studying to be a dentist. And then our last student, Ms. Atkins, is going to tell you about him.
So Edgar, the thing I remember about Edgar, he graduated from Escondido in 2012. And I actually had Edgar in my class in 2010 because at the time I taught sophomore honors English. And what I remember about Edgar is how passionate he was, one, about being a dermatologist one day, and that the other was that without a doubt, he was going to go to Stanford. He even had a Stanford sweatshirt stitched, the expensive one. And he would run around campus in this Stanford sweatshirt talking about, one day I'm going to go to Stanford. So here comes senior year and Edgar gets into Stanford like we all knew he would because he's really smart. But then he comes in, he says, I'm not going to go to Stanford. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what happened? And he said, I got a full ride, like 4 years paid for at this college on the East Coast called Williams College. And I can't turn that money down. I mean, this is really going to set me up. So I'm going to, get a warm sweater. I was like, no, you're going to buy a coat. It's cold in Massachusetts. But he had a full ride to Williams College. And it's so exciting to see him now because now he is in medical school, about to become a doctor, and here locally at UCSD. So it's just really rewarding to be able to see, young students who they think one thing. And as you've heard a lot of the students say is they come in thinking they want to go somewhere or they want to be something different. But the journey in AVID allows you to really explore your options and become part of a family that for, the 4 years, you feel just more confident and you feel like you have an edge and an advantage over everyone else because while they're all stressed out senior year about this, that, and the other, you have this elective where you have the support of AVID tutors, your teachers, and your friends. So like I said, I hope that you will join us and be part of our family next year. I'm going to kick it back over to Mr. Gonzalez.
So I just put in the link, or you could just use this one right here. We will be accepting applications and hopefully we can get them in a week from today. So if you'd like to join us and get help on all that college stuff that we mentioned, we would love to have you. So here is the link. I just put it in the chat. You can click on it. It'll open up this form right here. You'll fill it out and we will get back to you hopefully in the next couple of weeks and let you know if you are accepted. So if you've had struggles in the past, one of the things that you should know about high school is you do get a clean slate. So you get to start over and everyone has a 4.0, the highest possible GPA starting your freshman year. So don't worry about your past. You get a brand new start and we can start preparing you for your future in college. So next part, I'm going to leave this screen up there, but we do want to take some questions if you have any questions. One question that came in already is how many electives do you get to choose as a freshman? And usually freshmen get just the one elective, but we do have an opportunity throughout the rest of your years, especially when you get to senior year where there's plenty of space for electives. And another good question that came in about AP classes. Can you take AP classes as a freshman? We do have honors classes as a freshman, but usually AP classes are reserved for older students. Have any of you guys taken AP classes before that? I don't think most of our students take AP classes when they're a little bit older.
I knew one student who did that in their freshman year and took AP like as a freshman. It was very it was like limited to some people as a freshman. But I don't know if it's like that's still relevant today.
I know that Mr. Mori is making a class for AP for freshmen, and it's AP Human Geography, so AP Hug, and so that is something that you can take as a freshman, and so you can take that as a freshman, or you can also take it as any other year. I'm taking it this year, so it's super fun.
So yes, if you do want to talk to your counselors when you get the chance to sign up for your classes, you can always ask them about that. Usually it would be an exception, so please do talk to your counselors.
Another thing, I want to encourage you to think about if you are already thinking AP, think honors English, because while we don't have, freshmen in the AP English class, which I happen to teach, we do encourage our AVID students to begin that writing process by taking an honors English class. You do a lot of writing in college, and one of the best things you can do is to take an honors English class your 9th grade year, and then know that you will have amazing tutors like Daisy and all the others that can support you, as well as peers that are, you know, doing the same sorts of writing assignments or the same sorts of projects. So that's one of the benefits, is that when you do challenge yourself, you have a nice safety net to help you, and you have resources and support so that you can begin that getting ready for that AP journey. So
one of the other questions that came through in the chat is, what would happen? Can you join after your freshman year to join AVID? Can you join your senior year? So we do not usually take students after junior year in AVID, and the reason is, starting junior year, we work on a lot of the college applications. And by the time you're finished with junior year, you'll have all of your essays done for college. So if we left, if we came your senior year, you, just like Daisy said, you'll be behind, and it's been really hard for students to catch up. If you don't know where you want to go to college, that's what we do usually your freshman and sophomore year, help you figure out your career and your college into the future. And then another student asked a question about honors classes, and if you can get above a 4.0, and as a matter of fact, you can. We got some students right here who got above 4.0 GPAs. I think, Joy, what'd you have, 4.5 last semester?
4.83.
Oh, okay, so almost a 5.0. So yes, it's possible to get all the way up to that 5.0. Way to go, Joy. Let's see if we have any other questions. Oh, if you're accepted into AVID, yes, you can choose later whether you want to accept your acceptance. Just like college, you get accepted to college. You don't have to go to all the colleges you got accepted to. You get to pick. And then one question was asked about, do you have any recommendations for electives that you take? So some of the electives, or some of the classes you take are set, like English, math. You have to take PE usually your freshman year. We usually put you in a science class, and then there's the, what else is there? History class. So we usually have a set list of classes, and you get that one elective class. So your goal through that, you're gonna have the next couple of weeks of presentations to learn more about our electives. So they'll be going into all the electives on these Monday presentations to you guys. Please feel free to send your questions in the chat. There's more. Here's another one. It says, is it hard to get an honors class, or do you just choose the honors class? And we allow students to choose honors classes. We don't want to keep anyone out of those classes. So if you're feeling like you want to challenge yourself and you're feeling like you can handle the class, then we do accept you into those honors classes. And then we have those tutors there to help you out. I don't see any more questions. So if you guys have any questions, this is your last chance to ask them, and then we're gonna wrap things up. Again, the link, I'll put the link in the chat one more time. Feel free to open that up in another tab and then get started on your application. It's due in a week. So it shouldn't take you long, maybe like 10 minutes. And we do ask some questions about your challenges and so on. One more question came through about what AP classes are. Someone want to talk about that one again? It means it stands for advanced placement, but basically what changes?
I can. Okay,
Sure.
so advanced placement classes, AP classes, are classes that are offered at Escondido High School, and so they are just, you can take like AP biology, and so AP bio, so it's harder because it is a college leveled class, but at the end of the year, you are taking this one test, and it is the same test that everyone takes that takes an AP class. And if you pass this test, so it's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you get a 3, 4, or 5, you get college credit. So when you get to college, you do not need to take that biology class anymore. And so I would highly recommend you take it and take the test at the end. You can take the class and get a weighted GPA. So what happens when you take the regular classes, you get 4 points for your GPA, but if you take an AP class, you get 5 if you get an A. So 5 points for an A, 4 points for a B, 3 points for a C. And so It helps your GPA, you can get college credit, and it looks super good on college applications.
That's why you see, if you were to look at like what does a UCLA student get, what is their GPA? Usually it's like 4.4 or 4.5 because they have those extra AP classes. One more question came through about English, which honors classes we offer in freshman year, and we just have the English honors class available. So that's your first chance to really step up and show and challenge yourself with something a little harder.
And then
So honors
also
do give you more credits. Oh,
right,
sorry,
and
we
then
also
the
have
AP HUD
honors
class too.
Yep, and we do have honors level math. So you're taking the same class, but you have a way to challenge yourself and do a little bit of extra assignments and get honors credits. So with that class, you can actually choose to do the honors or not while you're in class. So it's kind of a cool
too,
option.
Mr. Gonzalez, something that I remember some of the former tutors telling me about, they had taken so many AP classes their junior and senior year and passed with that 3, 4, or 5, that they actually started college as a sophomore instead of being a freshman because they had all these college units before they'd even set foot on a college. So
and if you're in, yeah, definitely cool. And if you're interested in challenging yourself, when you get higher up in high school, we can have some students who are taking Palomar classes on campus or on their own, doing both, and that gives you credit so you can graduate college faster. I don't see any more questions, guys. If you have them, put them in the chat. If not, we're done. You have your application link. Go ahead and click on that, fill it out, and we look forward to seeing you next year, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you learned a lot. If you want to stick around and ask questions out loud or ask more questions in the chat, we will stay for a few minutes. Otherwise, we're finished, and we really appreciate your attention and staying with us the whole time. Thank you for being here. Good luck in your applications, and we will talk to you later. My email is in the application in case you have questions. I will be glad to answer your questions. Thank you guys for being here. And we'll stay if you have questions. Again, just let us know. And thank you to our student speakers. I really appreciate you guys being here. Oh, there's a few of you left. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Anybody have any questions? Oh, where can you find the course selection sheet for high school? They should be mailed out to you very soon. So if you haven't gotten it yet, you can just call the school, and that's 760-291-4000. I'll put the school phone number in there, and you can ask just in case you didn't get that yet. They should be coming out though. This is EHS phone number. Oops, that's 291-4000. If it's asking you for a student ID number, you can use your middle school ID number, but we will be giving you a new ID number, Angelina. Yes, your lunch number, that's correct.